You guys, I'm so excited to be back. It was like, whoo. What I'm drinking today, Inspired Growler. I don't know how good this is gonna be because this is from Sunday. It was canned Sunday and they're only supposed to be good for a couple days. So there'll be oh, there was fizz. Did you hear that? Let me try it. Hell yeah. Bell's, for all my Michigan peeps, is one of my favorite breweries. And this is their Mango Habanero Oberon 6.2%. Okay, let's get started. Hold on, first I have to put it in my... No, it doesn't fit. Hold on, I need a koozie. I can't drink without one. The one on top was perfect. Yarn is life from my girl Z. Hey guys, Chevy Rell here. This is the Chevy Rell Stuff podcast. It's been a minute. I'm not even going to apologize. Shit was happening. I lost my mojo. I was scared that it was going to be gone forever. Luckily, it came back with a vengeance. I had some people ask me, well, first off, this is a knitting, crochet, fiber, spinning, sewing, like all the making of things, mostly knitting podcast. I will warn you, I am probably recording at the worst possible time of the day. It's 5:45 in the Midwest. I'm betting before I'm done, the sun's gonna be in my eyes. It's already kind of bright, like I could, look how white it makes my hair look. Lol. Anyway, that totally made me lose track of what I was saying. If this is how the episode's gonna go, yippee. Oh, I know, I was talking about my mojo being gone and then it came back. I had a few comments and messages on Instagram asking how I got my mojo back. I had to wait it out, y'all. And I was scared that it was not gonna come back. I really was, because I had nothing. Like, I did not feel it. That is probably, I mean, I've lost my mojo. Hey, negative. Mr. Ditto, out. I have lost my mojo before. Never like this. Never like this. So I guess all I can say is be patient. It'll come back, even if you think it's not gonna, because I really didn't think it was going to. I have some knitting. I have some happy mail, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start out with story time. So if y'all don't want to hear it, you can fast forward until where I'm holding up knitting. But where this came from, the reason that I got this from Bell's, some of you may be able to get it. Oberon is probably one of their most popular. If you have never had craft beer before and you sort of want to dip your toe in the water of craft beer, I always suggest Oberon as a good place to start. Bell's Eccentric Cafe, which is the brewery, they have a cafe and it is located in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And we usually stop there on the way to this campground that we've gone to in the past, that we went to earlier this week. When you go to the actual brewery, they have things on tap that you can't get in the stores. So that's one of the nice things about going to the actual brewery. And that's where this Mango Habanero Oberon came from. So we went to this camping. There's this campground in Grant, Michigan. It's by Newaygo, if you know where that is. Any of my Michiganders, my mitten peeps. For those of you outside of the States, if you look at Michigan on a map, it looks like a mitten. And anybody who lives there, is it this? I think I've already said this. Anyone who lives there always points to where they are in the state on the mitten. They'll hold their hand up. And it's on the Muskegon River. We went on a float trip. It was a shit show. We had fun, but I lost my phone first. And then my sister lost her phone. Thank the universe for backups, because the only thing that I lost is whatever pictures I took that day. But thankfully I had insurance. Whoo, I can feel that habanero on the back of my throat. So that's why I was totally MIA. I know that I've been MIA pretty much the whole summer on social media. It basically just pisses me off and I want to throw punch people. Where we go, like Grant, Michigan, Wago, it's in BFE, which I'm not talking like UP BFE because everyone not familiar with Michigan is like, what the hell is she talking about on the mitten? I don't know which one. I need to figure it out which one it is. Anyway, the UP is the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's way up here and it's gorgeous and awesome, but you were like really in no man's land about cell phones and things. But where we go in Grant, there is also very, very limited cell service. While we were there, it was really weird because for 4 days, speaking of social media, I'm bringing it back around, I promise. For 4 days, we had nothing. We had no news. We had no idea what was going on. And it was really weird only because of the state of our world, right? We came back and there were all these other states that went into red alert and mandatory masks, like Indiana and Ohio are both now mandatory masks. Michigan has been mandatory masks. It was just really interesting coming back because you didn't think about it until, at least I didn't. I was like, oh my gosh, what do you suppose happened while we were gone? You know, the state of the world today, like did Godzilla come and we completely missed it, which could have been possible and also fits right in with 2020. That's my story time. It has been nice to take a little break. And while, I guess that might be where I got my mojo back, guys. I mean, I know that's where I got my mojo back, but that might be why I got my mojo back because I was just, there is nothing better. It is my favorite thing about camping is you wake up early in the morning, well, not early. I'll insert a picture of the view where we are at this campground. That's the Muskegon River. And that's where you float. So they take you on a bus like 20 miles down yonder. I have no idea how it was found originally. Our friends Aaron and Sarah, the ones we went to Mexico with a couple years ago now, they had a friend whose friend found it. And it's just sort of trickled down through all the people. We found this little like diamond in the rough, and you will get on a bus, like a school bus, an old school bus that they've painted baby powder blue, and they take you 20 minutes into like Newaygo, like past Newaygo, and then you float on the river and end up right back at the campground. It's awesome. You're usually very intoxicated when you get back. It's a good time. So you wake up in the morning, you get your coffee, you look at that view, and you just want to knit. I just wanted to knit, and it's exactly what I needed. So I'm back. From outer space. I kind of felt like I was back from outer space. Okay, I have one FO. Uno. This is my 80s Mel. Look at them, aren't they cool? They turned out perfect. Perfect. And look at me having them on the blockers and everything. These are the Sleosh socks by Lollipop Guild Yarns. They are free. They are the perfect scrunchy sock, you guys. How 80s-tastic is that? It might be a little early 90s, but late 80s. This is deep dyed yarns in the unicorn horn colorway. This is what her label looks like. That's Stephanie. She's pretty rad. Used to be Luna Bud Knits for those OGs who remember her at the fiber festivals. This is her Enlighten base, 320 yards, superwash merino nylon 10% cashmere, you guys. That's what that looks like. I'm in love with them. I haven't worn them yet, obvs. It's summer. Let me see. This was 2 at a time, toe up. I used the free, seam-free rounded toe by Lynn Ashton. All of these things are linked below. Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which is a dollar pattern. I've talked about it before. It's sort of my go-to because it fits me splendidly. And then I just knit until I was basically done. I don't know even where the bag is that they were in. I mean, I just had a little itty bitty dab left. All this is brioche. So that's where you get that. I didn't add or take away any stitches. I just switched to brioche, and it just gives you that nice slouch, which isn't giving anything away because it's a free pattern. And you know what? I don't know if I ever say, I always do the Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off. I know I've said it in the past, but I don't know if I've mentioned it with these socks because they weren't bound off. Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off. So that is basically my go-to sock recipe. Now that those socks are done, I am going to start doing, if you remember, I asked favorite heels. I wrote down all those heels that you guys commented to try, and I am going to kind of work my way through those. I think the next heels I'm going to try for myself is the Vanilla is the New Black. I do already own that pattern. I do already own that pattern. I knit those for Dan. So I have knit them before, but I don't know how they fit. I've never worn them. So this reminded me of my earrings. I get questions all the time on my gauges. I have no idea where I got these. They are plastic. It is an owl sitting on a branch. These are old. So I don't know where I got them. I'm sorry. But I love getting my gauges off of Etsy. I know I've told you guys that before. And there's a few other places, like Two Feathers. The place that I ordered it from forever and ever and ever, and probably where these came from, they didn't go out of business. They stopped selling gauges and just started selling like whatever all this stuff is, like the bull ring and the nose ring and the snake bites and the Marilyn Monroe thing. Those all have technical piercing names, and I have no idea what they are. Septum, right? Septum. I would love to have that, and I would also love to have a nose ring. But you guys, the thought of having something in my nose, I feel like it would never heal because I would always be like hitting it or bumping it or rubbing it or whatever. So as cool as those are, I won't ever probably have one. Anyway, that is all I wanted to say about those socks, which was my entry for the 80s Mal. If y'all have not seen my last, whenever I do something that isn't an episode, it gets way less views, and it's because people don't care about hearing the winners probably. Like if you didn't participate in the make-along, you probably don't care about me announcing the winners. But that video was funny because if you didn't see it, my cousins were on there and we talked about the 80s. They grew up in the 80s and we talked about the 80s. And then at the end of the video, we played wiffle ball as a family, and my 79 and 89-year-old aunt and uncle were out there running bases. They're basically amazing. I can only hope that I have as much energy as them at that age, or that I make it to that age for that matter. Okay, next, let's do whips. This is my Boxy Chevron by Suzanne Sommer. It hasn't gotten a whole lot of love because it looks like that. Because I lost my mojo, and when I got my mojo back, this is not what I picked up. I don't think there's a good picture of this. At the bottom, there is a chevron pearl detail. Part of me was just not going to do it at all because I think it's going to get lost in here anyway, but you know, I'm just doing it. I'm just rolling with it. I just started that. So I think I only have about 16-ish rows. 1, 2, 3. I have 13 rows left, and then the neck, and I'll be done. So this is so close. Somehow you pick up something around the neck. I haven't read it yet. I did the long sleeves as a reminder to you guys, and I did the bias sleeve. Hold on, let me see. I am not good at this game. Okay, the last time you saw this, I have Tracy's my stitch marker from Tracy. I've done this much since the last time you've all seen it, which it's getting totally blown out, but there you go. This much. See, you can see those little, which they look like nothing now. This lives in my bag that Christy made me. It's amazing. I love it. And I am doing, oh, yeah, let me tell you more about it, huh? Because that's why we watch. I haven't said anything about it in a long time. This is the Tuscan colorway from Dream in Color Colorworks that I got at Simply Socks Yarn Company. This blue is cyan. I can't ever remember it. The M words I get mixed up, you guys. Malabrigo, not Mad Tosh. Malabrigo, sock, I think. Good grief. Yes, sock and cyan. I don't remember what that pink is, that little pop of color pink. And then I am helix knitting. All of my yarn is in my ball sacks. Gotta love the ball sacks. My next whip is my swallowtail, and this is when I got my mojo back. I love this. Some of you have seen this on Instagram. I posted a picture. You guys, I am addicted to color work. I'm addicted to color work. Okay, first here's the sweater. Look, isn't she pretty? Ugh, I love it so much. This yarn is Arctic Crafts by Benta. We've talked about her before. She dyes yarn. She's in Norway. She's actually my friend. I can call her that. I was right here the last time y'all saw it. So that's how much I've gotten since the last episode. Do you guys remember me talking about this? That is not a planet. That is the Northern Lights. And you can kind of, because the Northern Lights are in Norway, so jealous. Now, wait, I'm gonna mix in some happy mail. Lynn sent me, look how flippin' cute that card is. That is from Knit Ba Pearl. If any of you can ever score any of those, it is flippin' adorable. But she asked me if that was a mood ring when I put it on. So then I said no, but I have a mood ring. Straight up, have I talked about this before? I might have talked about this before. Straight up my girl style from the 70s. There is no, adjustable whatever. It is straight up mood ring from the 70s. I got it at an antique shop. She then asked me for my address. People are so amazing. And sent me stitch markers, mood stitch markers. They are actual mood stitch markers. How freaking cool is that? Okay, she was like, because we were talking about them, I wanted you to have them. Because she didn't know if they existed, so then she looked, found out they existed, and then sent them to me. So these are from, because I'm skipping ahead, Winemaker Sister on Etsy is where these came from. They're linked. I just felt like I had to talk about it right then because of Benta's Northern Lights. I am on the waist shaping in the Swallowtail, and it is going super fast. Like I said, I absolutely love it, and it's basically what I want to be knitting on. Next, some of you have asked me. I am going to announce it again, just for those of you who have forgotten and want to. I also told you that I would let you know more. Elizabeth sent me to knit her friend the Happy Little Tree crochet blanket. She sent me some hexies, and the last time I mentioned these, I said we were going to pass it around. I have since changed my mind. Because, like, can you imagine mailing 100 of these around? Like, it just didn't make any sense. I put a thread in the forum for Chevy Rell Stuff on Ravelry that gives you the details. Elizabeth also wrote something in there so that you can hook up with her directly. I am going to be mailing my hexies to her directly. And if you want in on this, go there, and when you get them done or post pictures or whatever, that's where we'll do that, in that thread. If you want to participate in the blanket, you can message her and she'll give you her address. I have these guys done, getting blown out, good grief. These guys done thus far. I'm going to do 10 of them. These are the flower ones. So I have 5 of these, and then there's one that isn't flowers, and I'm going to do 5 of those and send those off to Elizabeth. So if you are interested in this and you messaged me about the blanket, the thread link is below, or go to the Chevy Rell Stuff Podcast group and you'll find it. Of course, it would be easiest to go to the link below and get a hold of Elizabeth. You can look the pattern up on Ravelry, and then it'll show that it's a paid for pattern. I think it's like $5 or something. But then if you go to visit the site, it's free there. My next whip is sort of a new cast on because it was frogged. Do you guys remember my ram head? Hopefully I'm inserting a picture here. I apologize, I don't remember the viewer's name, but I said on my last episode that ram's head was all wonky. I am crocheting that out of the Animal Heads book by Vanessa Moonchi. I am making this guy. It looked totally wonky and not right and weird. There you go. That's what he's gonna look like. And one viewer out of all y'all said, you know that's a UK book, right? No, I didn't. Why? Of course not. Why would anyone do research like that? I don't know. For those of you who aren't crocheters, there's UK crochet and US crochet. In the United States, we have a single crochet and a double crochet, which is exactly what that is. A single, you don't wrap a loop around. A double, you wrap a loop around and you pull it through twice. Like one, you pull it through once, one, you pull it through twice, right? In the UK, their double crochet is a single crochet. So I did that entire thing as a double crochet, US, when really it was a UK double crochet, which is a single crochet in the US. So I frogged the entire thing. And I have to tell you, I love it so much better. I followed the instructions exactly how I was supposed to. Let me just refresh you. There is what it looked like doing US double crochets. Here is what it looks like doing single crochets. How much better does that look? Oh my gosh. I don't have to do the pantyhose. The other thing a bunch of people said, because you could see the stuffing through it, I was going to use like navy nylons or knee-highs. Remember knee-highs in the 80s? I was going to use that because you could see the stuffing. Well, when you make it correctly, you don't see the stuffing. I have my little bitter buffalo, toothy. It glows in the dark. I love it so much. That's what I've been using because I need those on crochet. I never know where the beginning of my rounds are. Let me get out all the little pieces that I've made so far. I'm hoping the next time y'all see this, it'll be finished. It goes pretty quick and I like it a whole bunch. I just haven't had time to finish it because I've been doing other stuff. Okay, there's this little guy that I think there's like a bottom lip and then a top lip, something or another, like somehow that goes on there. There's something that happens there. And then I have the horns and I have 2 of those. It's still gonna be hodgepodge Leslie style, not quite enough yarn. I don't even know. I'm going to decide as I go on the colors. That's where I'm at on my animal head. Frogged, new whip, old whip, new whipped, frog whip. You get it. Frog whip. Ew. Frog whip. Why did I think of like whipped cream? Frog. My brain is so weird. This next thing, Logan, if for some reason you're watching, which I don't think she does, that is my sister-in-law. She had a birthday in June. I am attempting to sew again. Y'all know how I am. This is really easy though. Logan loves sloths, and I found this super cute fabric last year. I was originally going to make her something for Christmas, and time got away from me and it didn't work out. I decided I was going to make her something for her birthday. My original thought was going to be like a cute little tank top and little PJ shorts, but then I decided that was way more than I needed. So I wanted to make her just a little tank dress to ram around the house in, to sleep in. The fabric's jersey. So I found this tank dress. I'll show you a picture. I just pinned it on my Pinterest. It took me forever to find a free pattern that I liked. This is on the Life So Savory blog, and her tank dress is just an alteration of her simple summer tank, and it looks like that. It's called Nap Time Creations, but the blog is Life So Savory. It'll be linked below. So all she did is she used the tank top and then showed you how to scale it into a dress, and that's what I did. Let me grab it. Isn't it cute? Logan is teeny tiny, so it'll just be like a little sleep dress or whatever. I followed the instructions. I do not have, there's some sort of special needle or foot or something for jersey. I don't have that. I just did my tension real light, and I just did a zigzag stitch because I don't have a serger. The way the pattern is, and I can tell you because it's free, they have you do the sleeves and then they have you do the seams. And I have the piece cut, so all I have to do is sew the armholes in, seam it down the side, and then seam the bottom hem. I'm hoping to have this done tomorrow. If I did it again, I would French seam it so I don't have these, which Logan's not gonna care. It's just a sleep dress and I'm not selling them. It's fine. I would be fine if I was wearing it. But I think I'm going to try on the armholes to do a French seam, but I'm not positive. You probably will not see this again. I will have to show you a picture of her in it if it fits her, which I think it will. That is my last whip. And that's it for the knitting. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but like I said, I'd lost my mojo, There is a whole bunch more of Happy Mail. And I wanted to talk about Happy Mail. I mentioned this, I think, on the last episode. And then I had a couple comments from like super nice people who say they usually shut it off before they get to the Happy Mail. Hi, babe.
I'm a Happy Mail.
You're a Happy Mail? I didn't get you in the mail. Are you going to be in here for a minute?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done outside.
Okay. Dan got Happy Mail too, so I'll call you when I'm ready.
Yeah.
Sorry, Happy Mail. There are a lot of people who don't talk about Happy Mail. The reason I talk about Happy Mail is because you guys are awesome and send me like totally beautiful, wonderful things, and it's my way of saying thank you, and so that you know that I've gotten it and how much I love it, and I really want you to know. The other thing is a lot of the things that you send me are handmade by you, so it's not anything that you can go out and buy, and I think that it's cool to show off your handmade stuff. And then the things that you can go out and buy, I want viewers to see it in case they like it. It's sort of like window shopping. So I never understood why people didn't like Happy Mail, but then someone commented that Happy Mail makes them feel bad because they can't afford to go out and buy this stuff. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. And then of course I felt like a big a-hole because yeah, I love seeing people's Happy Mail because then I put things on my wish list and stuff. There are things that I have seen on podcasts that I have never seen, and this goes for enabling too, like if I purchase something. there are things on podcasts that I would never have seen or known about if I hadn't seen it on the podcast. So if any of you are leaving because you don't want to see this stuff, thank you so much for sticking around. But my feelings are not hurt, and I totally get it if you don't want to see this stuff. And I certainly hope that it never comes across like, oh, look at all this stuff people send me. That is not why I do it at all. Ditto's throwing his 2 cents in. That is not at all why I share things. So I just wanted you guys to know why I do. It's important to me that people know how grateful I am and how thankful I am that you guys are so awesome. I edit, and it takes me days to edit the way I edit. And that is my choice. I do that on purpose because that's the entire reason that I started the podcast. I wanted to see somebody who edited. And I know that you guys like it, and it makes my heart happy to know that you guys appreciate the work that goes into that. So thank you so much for just being awesome. You guys are seriously beyond awesome. I get tears in my eyes when I open some of these things. That being said, let's get into the happy mail. Do you remember when Belinda sent me that awesome Australian package with Bruce in it? This is Bruce, remember Bruce? Which nobody ever told me, why did we name him Bruce? I tried to look, everybody said to name this dude, not everybody, a lot of people though. There were many Bruces. And why Bruce? Somebody tell me. She sent me 2 enamel pins, and I forgot to show you guys. For those of you who are new here and are still here, thanks for hanging out. This is my tapestry, my needle enamel pin tapestry. I do not collect, I guess I do now. I don't purchase enamel pins. All the enamel pins that I have either been included in like a purchase that I didn't know I was getting or have been gifted to me. And Belinda sent me this one. Isn't he cool? He's so cool. And this one, a kookaburra. Kookaburra, right? That's right? Kookaburra? And I did not show those to you. And then also Beth from Shadows and Pearls sent me that one. Isn't it cool? Wait, I don't know how you can see it. It says she grew up in an Indiana town, which Tom Petty, hello. And I live in Indiana, and that's why Beth sent that to me. So I wanted to show you guys, this is what my enamel collection looks like right now. I love that one right there. And I love a good fingering. I have so many good ones on here. Oh, anyway, I love this thing. It makes me super happy. It hangs on my wall right there. The ones that Belinda sent me, the 2 birds are from Oh Jessica. She'll be linked below. She had a lot of other stuff on her website as well. When I was putting my show notes together, I was like in show note mode. So I want to go back and look at her website because she has things other than enamel pins, and I want to check them out. Next is Rhonda from Arkansas, you guys. Okay, Rhonda got a hold of me because she knows I love crystals. I make, some of you have my crystal progress keepers and things from my Etsy site, which I will make those again. I took a hiatus because I was like really working on those and I needed a break. But I have a bunch of stuff ready. I will make some more of those. I just don't know when it will be. But she lives in Arkansas by Hot Springs and mined these herself. So these I am not selling in the shop. These are for me. But look how cool. So she sent me that one and this one. These are quartz for those of you who aren't familiar with crystals. Look at this big beefy gal. Oh yeah. And this. So those are the quartz that she sent from Arkansas that she mined herself at Hot Springs. How flipping cool is that? I cannot imagine living someplace like that. Maria from Ninja Chickens, she lives in Asheville, North Carolina, and there's someplace down near her that they went and mined a bunch of their own crystals, and then you can pay somebody to have them cut into like a, like a gem cut or whatnot, like polished. Dan and I have been together, it was 14 years in June, and we are not married. I mean, we'll spend our lives together, like it's for no reason other than I'm not one of those chicks. Like, I don't need a wedding. I don't want a wedding. I don't want a bunch of people oogling over me or whatever. It makes me super uncomfortable. We will get married someday, and I don't know when that will be, but how cool would it be to go someplace like that and mine for a crystal and have it cut and that be your engagement ring? How awesome would that be? We've talked about it, like, who knows, maybe someday, right? But the fact that, she is someplace that she can just go and mine these herself blows my mind. That is awesome. So thank you, Rhonda, so much. This next thing is from Vanessa, and look how cute this card is. I mean, don't you just want to squish its face? She sent me some patterns. Look at these. I'm just going to show them real quick. There's an embroidery pattern. There's a sewing pattern for an oven mitt and a little notions pouch. A dress, which I really like. Another dress. This would be super cool. And then I have one of these from Dan's grandma, actually. Not just like this, but they used to do that on the edge of pillowcases. How fun is that? And then a table runner pattern. She also sent me this skein of yarn, Got Fiber by Twin Mommy Creations. This was a new to me dyer. I went and checked out their stuff. She's on Etsy. This is a colorway Arid Luminescence, and it is superwash merino nylon. Arid Luminescence. And then it came in this, you guys. She sewed me this bag, and it is unlike anything I have ever seen. First off, it's knit fabric, right? This is cork. Look at that. And it's not just any cork, it's glittery cork. Glittery cork. It is so cool. And she said when she first got it, it took like some, and the zipper's rainbow. I don't know if you can see that. That's super cool. She said that cork took some getting used to sew. But then once you got it, it feels so cool. Did you guys know they had cork fabric? So thank you, Vanessa. That is awesome. Baby, come here. This next thing is from Val, and it was to Dan and I. Dan's gonna come so he can show you his. She sent me this, which I'm guessing she made this bag. There isn't a tag or anything in it. I'm pretty sure she made it. And I think those are poppies. Do you think those are poppies? Because then the inside, look how fun. You could turn it into like a yarn bowl. It folds down really nice. Now I think those are poppies. You guys tell me, but I think they are. And then look at this yarn baby. It's a single ply, and I'm pretty sure this is hand spun. She didn't have a note that said it or anything, but I'm pretty sure this is hand spun. It is so soft. So I don't know what the fiber content is or anything, but it feels like butter. And then she made Dan something because she's so stinking nice. Here, show them what Val got you. This is so Dan. Well, come down here. Oh my gosh. Work with me, not against me. Don't do that. It's a creeper hat. Look how cute it is. And you guys, it's double knit, reversible. Turn it wrong side out. Did you not?
That?
You didn't know that?
I did not know that. Oh, look at that. That's cool.
Isn't it cool? It kind of looks like Under Armour. It's not though. It's a Minecraft creeper. Is it Under? No, I think it's creeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's Dan's hat that Val made him, which is so stinking sweet.
My new favorite.
See, now she made that for you because it's double knit and super warm.
Yes.
And I won't have to knit him the ones that make my hands turn into eagle claws.
Love it.
Thanks, Val. Okay, so I have one that I've opened and I have one that I haven't opened. And this one that I opened is anonymous. She said that she didn't need like me to open it on the podcast or anything, which I didn't. I opened it before then, but I'm glad I didn't open it on the podcast because I totally would have like freaked out. This brought tears to my eyes. This was way too much, but so flippin' awesome. She sent me, I mean, you guys, I can't even. So here are the dyers to check out if you haven't heard of them. Beehive Yarns. These are, all this yarn that I've gotten is new to me. Beehive Yarns, look how flippin' awesome that tag is. I love it. This is Marigold on their Dolly base. It's 100% superwash, extra fine merino DK. And this is in the UK. Beehive Yarns is in the UK. And then there's also these Hexie, which I love Hexies. I love bee stuff. So I loved these little stitch markers, which I haven't used because I've been saving it. Then she also sent me Gypsy Wool, unique yarns and spinning fibers, hand-dyed and natural colors from Boulder, Colorado. That is not, it's a little darker than that. It's pretty close. This is their Durham DK hand-painted 100% superwash BFL in the Atchafalaya. What's up, babe?
Atchafalaya.
Is that right?
I don't know.
Look at that word. What's that word? I'm gonna have to Google it. It's probably something that I just don't know what it is. What's up?
Is this the box you were going to use or no?
No.
Okay.
The big one. The box that I need is for Belinda. Do you guys remember Belinda sent me all those like super cute, adorable crocheted things? And she collects beer cans. I'm finally getting around to sending her beer cans. But I had to drink the beer. And now it's like this totally obnoxious box of a lot of beer cans. So I promise Belinda it's coming and it'll be worth the wait. Okay, so Gypsy Wool, but both DK, won't those go together great? Ugh. Then there's this. This is leather. First off, this is like this metal clasp. Look how heavy duty that is. And it's a photo album. So here is my idea. Look at that. This is handcrafted by Oberon Designs. Oh my gosh, it's like the Oberon episode. Hand cast in our studio, and decorative pewter bar is lead free. They have this awesome website with tons of stuff, and I want to go look at it. Here's my idea. I want to physically print out pictures of some of my favorite hand makes. This will just be like a cute little just knitting pictures. So when the day comes that I actually get around to doing that, I will show you. But that's my plan with this album. Then, you guys remember Bruce, right? I think Bruce is gonna get a name change. And you tell me, because here is his girlfriend. But for those of you who know anything about cane toads, Bruce would be the girl and the boyfriend is Little. How funny. I said, what did I say? I said Bertha. Did I say Bertha? Brunhilde. Bruce and Brunhilde. Bruce and Bertha. So I think that this is gonna be Bruce now. Should it be Brunhilde or Bertha? Bruce and Bertha? Bertha and Bruce? English bulldogs. Can you imagine having a boy dog and a boy and girl English bulldog named Bruce and Brunhilde? There were pennies in here because, you know, you never give a coin purse without. And then there were also these super cute little triangle. Look how neat those are. They're from Coco Knits. Whoops, I'm gonna throw them around. They're from Coco Knits. How awesome is that? So that was in here, which fits perfect in Bruce. And he's gonna live right on top of Brunhilde or Bertha, whoever that is, because they're lovers. How many of you have seen that SNL? I'll link it below with Will Ferrell, the lovers in the hot tub. Okay, do you remember when Linda gifted me that by hand cereal digital book from Michigan? And I said I figured that there were probably hard copies. Look at what my friend, who remains anonymous, that I keep wanting to say her name, sent me. Oh, wait. Okay, so there's a few. First off, these are the by hands. Look! I am so excited. I haven't had a chance to sit down because life has been like a whirling dervish here lately, but I'm so excited. I got the Blue Ridge Mountains, the hard copy of Michigan, which I'm guessing she passed these on to me. Puget Sound, which I was saying Puget Sound and Dan had to correct me because I've never heard of it, and Portland and Maine. So I'm really excited about that. Then I got a Making Stories. I mean, these magazines, you guys, are so, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And I was bummed because it's a 4-hour ride up to Michigan, 3.5, 4-hour ride up to camping. And I was going to take these and forgot them. Damn it. And then she sent me 3 lanes, which I've seen on many podcasts, but I have never seen in person. I'm really excited. There's one more thing that came in this, and it brought tears to my eyes because it just did. So it came in this bag. Making, isn't he cool? Look at that. I hope that this is a regift. Friend who gave this to me that chooses to remain anonymous, because I am not worthy of this. Some of you may have these already, but look. You guys. This is a Hohi bag in like my favorite color right now. Green is my favorite color, but it's like the year of mustard for me. This is like a suede. I'm a little scared to use it because as soon, like, look at this heavy duty zipper. There's this awesome canvas on the inside. There's this pocket. I'm scared to use it. Because as soon as something gets on it, like I feel like I need to spray. I need to do some research on how to care for this. I don't have bougie nice things like this. I am so scared that something is going to get oh my gosh. Do you remember? This is where my brain just went. Holy cow. 80s. Can't Buy Me Love, Patrick Dempsey, and whoever the girl was. Do you remember she wore her mom? Wasn't that suede? Like her mom was out of town and Can't Buy Me Love is an 80s movie. For those of you who don't know, if you're too old or too young, it was like very well-known 80s movie. And it was Patrick Dempsey. That's right? Is that his name? And it was before he was like Mick Lovin or McDreamy. McLovin. That's on McLovin. Oh my God, what's the movie? He was a nerdy little guy. And then the like pudgy kid who is now a man and he's lost a bunch of weight. He was in 21 Jump Street. Why is my brain not working? All the degrees of separation there. McDreamy, it was before anybody knew who McDreamy was. You know, like it was, well, I mean, they probably knew who he was, but he wasn't McDreamy. He was definitely one of those slow burns. I think with a lot of dudes, they look way hotter the older they get. I've been having this conversation a lot lately. Like Dan in high school is not somebody that I would have chosen to date in high school. He's like hella hot now, at least to me. Because, you know, he's my man. I think he's hot. He was that tall, skinny string bean with like 5 hairs on his upper lip. You heard me talking about him.
I am hella hot now.
And ew, what are you doing? Go away.
Cleaning the oven.
You are?
That's why I'm hot.
Yeah, he's hot for a lot of reasons, but the oven cleaning. I'm going to try and post a Dan Senior picture right here.
Oh, please don't.
They need to know. They need to know. Like, dudes get hotter as they get older. I'll even do a side-by-side, you guys. I will make this happen. Dan Senior picture next to Dan's triathlon picture, which was last weekend, who shaved 6 minutes off of his time from last year. And look how hot he looks in his triathlon picture. So, you all get it. You all get it. Anyway, that girl in that movie, is anyone still here listening to me? That girl in the movie was the popular girl, and she was having a party, and her mom was out of town. I think it's been a long time since I've watched it. And she wore this outfit that was like suede. I think it was suede, leather, suede, something. And she was not supposed to touch it, wear it, nothing. It was super, super expensive. And at the party, somebody spilled wine all over it, and she was in trouble. Big time, and had no money to buy it. Well, McDreamy, who was Nerdlinger at the time, he was the nerd in Can't Buy Me Love, was saving up for this telescope by mowing lawns. And they had a deal, if I remember right, they had a deal where he was gonna buy this outfit to replace her mom's outfit from spilling something on it, instead of getting his telescope, if she made him popular. Now I want to watch it for shits and giggles because it's been so long since I've seen it. But this is immediately what I thought of. Like, I am not worthy of this, and I am scared to death that I am going to mess it up. Thank you, Miss Anonymous, for being an awesome, awesome person in my world and completely spoiling me because holy cow. Holy cow. Okay, I have one last Happy Mail that I have not opened. Well, I've kind of opened it, but not opened. And I need a friend to help me with it. So hold on just a second. Okay, Little Miss No Name is with us. She lives right over here. For those of you who don't know who Little Miss No Name is, Teresa sent her to me. She lives in the stuff room. And Lauren made her leg warmers. Michelle sent me this, and I opened it because I was going to open it ahead of time, and I get this, and I just read the note, and it says, "Hey Chevis, I saw this adorable creature on Instagram and had to make one for your little misfit. Little Miss Misfit. She is a paid pattern on Etsy. I hope you love her, your friend Michelle." And she's Crafty Farm Girl. I hope you're okay that I said that. She's Crafty Farm Girl on Instagram. So I thought, well, if it's for Little Miss No Name, then we need to open it on the podcast, right? Aww, she has a friend. Look, he can sit right there. I love it. You have a friend, Little Miss No Name. Look how stinking cute he is, little X's. Oh, you have a friend. Thanks, Michelle. Look how cute. They can sit there together. I mean, Little Miss No Name has plenty of friends in this room, but this is going to be her bestie. He's gonna sit right with her. I love her, I really do. Thank you so much, Michelle. That was so sweet. And that's it for my Happy Mail, you guys. We ended with Little Miss No Name getting a present. Okay, I'm gonna set her back over in her spot. And no, I'm not scared of her. She's beautiful. Huh, you're just misunderstood. Oh, hold on, I jerked my camera all around here. So that's it. I have a couple miscellaneous things, just a couple miscellaneous for those of you who are still here. First, I've had a couple questions on my tattoos here lately. And because I've shown them, probably because it's hot weather, they don't really have any stories, but I said that I'd tell them. These are my sparrows. Some people think they're eyes, but really what they are is it's a bird with their head backwards. See how they're like, not backwards. They're looking over their shoulders. So those are my sparrows. And then my wings, I have a lower back piece, which I'm not going to undress for you. My very first tattoo was a tramp stamp because it was before Like I got it back, gosh, late 90s. So it was before it got coined to be a tramp stamp, but it's on my lower back, you know, right above my butt in the middle. And it is a Pisces symbol. And that was my very first tattoo. I absolutely loved it. I remember I was in college and I was home for college and I was like reaching in my trunk and my shirt came up and my mom's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Nothing." "What's what?" I mean, I think that's what I did. "What's what? Did you get a tattoo?" "Oh no, it's fake. Let me see it." "No." You know, it's one of those. So that was my very first tattoo. Y'all know that I'm very big into astrology, mystic, occult type stuff. I am a fish through and through. I'm very Pisces. I'm a dreamer. My head's in the clouds, but I am fluent in water. So my lower back piece, I then added to around my Pisces symbol. There's this like water thing on my lower back, and then my upper back are my wings, and that is very reminiscent of who I am. I'm a water sign, so I'm very dreamy, floaty, but yet my head's in the clouds, and I am very into that as well. What?
She's in the water if it's above 90 or above 82 and the humidity is a minimum of 98%.
That's swimming. That's different. My solace when I'm having a bad day or when I feel bad, I am in the bath. I am in the hot tub. I will sit in the shower. There have been, God, talk about TMI. When I have a bad day, when all you want to do is like sit in a corner and cry, I will sit in the shower and cry. Like that, like just the water is what the water. But then my head's in the clouds. Totally. You know me, I'm a dreamer. So I'm very like high, low, up, down. And that's basically what my tattoos are. So for those of you who have asked me, I've had many ask me throughout the course of the podcast, that's what they are. The other question that I've gotten a couple times, and my friend Crystal just asked recently, is she was a crocheter, recently started knitting within the last couple years, so new-ish to knitting, and is ready to knit her first sweater and asked what a good starter pattern was. So I thought that I could ask you guys what you would think to put in the comments below, and if any of you are also looking for a starter sweater, it might be a good place to check out the comments and see if you get any ideas. My initial immediate what's a good first sweater is the flax. I have never knit it. My friend Diana has knit many of them. I know a lot of people have knit many of them. As far as a cardigan goes, I don't really know. I know the February sweater, is that what it's called? I'll put a picture here. The February something sweater. I know that's a cardigan. It's one of those that has like the buttons up here and then it's open down below. Whether it's a sweater or a cardigan in the notes, and you tell me, and anyone else who cares to know what a good starter sweater is, what you guys think. I'm interested to know too. I just know my brain immediately went to flax, and then I couldn't think of a cardigan except for that February sweater. And I didn't know if that was easy or I just see it a lot. I wanted to mention that since I have been asked quite a few times on that actually, which I think it's awesome because there are a bunch of crocheters who watch. You know, I'm more knitting than I am crochet, but I have been crocheting a lot here lately. I feel like it's been a good mix of it. However, when I first started, and for many years, all I did was knit. But I think it's really cool that I've heard from a lot of crocheters that started watching that because of the podcast, they now want to learn to knit. I think that knowing both is awesome. I actually did it the flip way. I started with knitting and then I kept finding all these patterns that were crochet that I wanted. And I finally just taught myself to crochet because I wanted to make those things. It's really cool that we've had some viewers here that have actually wanted to learn how to do both just based on some of the things that I've made on the podcast. So that's really neat. I think it's awesome that you are wanting to make garments now. So super, super cool. And then I started thinking, what was my first sweater? And I don't really remember. I'm going to have to go dig in. Yes, I know if I did project pages. Yeah, yada, yada. I think, now that I'm saying that, my first sweater was the Miranda no, not cardigan. It was a pullover. Amy Beth, Fat Squirrel, has made a bunch of them. When I first started making sweaters, my biggest problem is I was trying to measure my body and then pick my sweater size. I consistently made them too big. They were always huge. I ended up frogging that, or no, I donated it. I threw it in the Goodwill pile. It was Barocco acrylic, so it wasn't, but I was mad at it because it was too big. And that is actually a sweater that I would like to try and remake in a correct size because it was a really cool pattern. Not a beginner pattern. I remember I had some issues with those twists, but I was also one of those knitters that bit off way more than I could chew from the get-go. I mean, one of my first socks was color work, so... Anyway, that's all on that front. I did finish The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is the 4th book in the Hunger Games series. It's not real, well, I don't know if they call it the 4th book. It's basically a prequel. It's how President Snow came to be. And the way it ended, Denise, my friend Denise, gifted that to me. It was amazing. And the way it ended totally set up for other books. So there are more to come. It was a really interesting story. President Snow grew up in a family of money in the capital, but then lost it. So he was a poor person in the capital who used to have money. And it's sort of his story of how he was gonna make it, like Snow was a name in the capital. It was really good. It was really good. I will definitely read the next book. So thank you, Denise, for gifting that to me. What am I reading now? I am reading The Roses of May, the Butterfly Girls, I think, or something like that. Dot Hutchinson. That was her first book was the Butterfly Girls, I think. And then she just came out, she came out with a second one years later, and I'm reading it. I need a series next. And there were a bunch that I need to get. I need to get with Kevin and Ray. Kevin and Ray and I are on the same wavelength when it comes to reading books. And they mentioned a series that I have now forgotten. And I think that's what I'm going to read next. But I need to ask them. So Kevin and Ray, if you're here, and I haven't asked you yet, tell me what it is. Okay, I am going to catch you guys on the flip side. If you're still here and haven't yet, like, thumbs up, subscribe, all that happy horse shit. And until we meet again, toodles.